Secretary Krebs and the Board of Elections and a task force appointed by the governor are working on some campaign finance reform. Actually, it's a response to some campaign finance reform proposals that are already on our ballot. Since last year, we've had on our ballot Initiated Measure 22. I know lots more numbers, but then we got 10 ballot measures. We got something for everybody. Initiated Measure 22 would put campaign finance reform in place. It would put new caps on the kinds of donations candidates can take. It would create some new reporting requirements, the transparency. You know, I think Dan mentioned that. He'd like to see more reporting and more our ability to know where people are getting their money. Initiated Measure 22 would create more requirements for us candidates to let you know what money we're getting and let you know when we're getting it. That's on the ballot. If you want campaign finance reform, you can vote for Initiated Measure 22. Something else Secretary Krebs and her task force have talked about is maybe a statewide ethics commission, or at least a campaign finance panel, or at least the authority to enforce our campaign finance laws. That's something the Secretary runs into. We don't have campaign finance cops in the state. Secretary Krebs has said maybe she needs more enforcement power to look into campaign finance and require candidates who are late to get their papers in. Initiated Measure 22 would create a statewide ethics commission, which was gotten rid of back in the Janklow days in 1979. That statewide ethics commission in Initiated Measure 22 would do just that. It would enforce campaign finance reform. So if you want campaign finance reform, yeah, we can wait for Secretary Krebs to do her new proposal, or we can vote for what's on our ballot right now with Initiated Measure 22. I agree with Dan that we need to know where that money's come from, and we should have more measures in place to keep, like Brooks said, to keep the big money from controlling what we're doing in our politics. Thank you.